when we look at the way in which the accumulation of wealth and power is occurring within the capitalist class right now, what we see are increasing monopoly power. And here it also is the interesting thing. The neoliberal theory is supposed to be about individualism and competition, but in practice, it's long been about monopoly power. It's still about monopoly power, and it's increasing monopoly power and centralization. Mergers and acquisitions, which were on hold during the pandemic, are suddenly picking up very fast. Mergers and acquisitions and the swallowing up of assets and land grabbing and house grabbing and everything else. We will soon be in a totally monopolized society in which the oligarchy will control the media, will control housing, will control the means of distribution, will control big pharma and all the rest of it. So this is the world we're moving into. Here we have a situation in which most people recognize that the economy as it's presently constituted does not work to the benefit of the mass of the population. There is therefore considerable alienation from this form of economy and a requirement for an urge to look for something different. Secondly, there is considerable alienation from politics. Most people, and I talk about not only on the right, I talk about on the left, would argue that the political system does not work to the benefit of the population. It is not government by the people for the people. It is government by a political elite, which is for the political elite in association with the elite capitalist class. Everybody has that picture of that is the world in which they are. Now, the response to that is, craziness on the left, craziness on the right, all kinds of things are responding to that. But that is the core problem. And the core problem is going to have to be addressed, particularly in the condition of this constraint of lack of capacity to expand, which, of course, is also paralleled by the difficulty of continuing expansion in the way that we've been doing in the relationship to environmental concerns and environmental conditions. In other words, we are moving right at this point into a situation of monopolization, a situation of monopolization of power, a monopolization of class power. And that monopolization is going to have to deal with the fact that almost everybody is saying the economy is not working for me, politics is not working for me, we have to have an alternative. I don't care what it is, give me any old thing, anything is better than what we've got. This anti-elite feeling, which exists on both left and right, and all the rest of it, those kinds of questions are going to be very much upon the agenda. This is, if you like, where we are right now. We've got here neoliberalism is not dead if we interpret neoliberalism as a concentration and centralization of capitalist class power. Neoliberalism is alive and well in that sense, but its ideological configuration, the ideas which support it, are plainly wrong in relationship to the experience, which takes me back, at some point or other, the ideas, the ruling ideas, are accountable to the nature of the experiences. And the experiences now are radically at odds with the ruling ideas. And therefore, there's a crisis of ideology, a crisis of economy, and a crisis in the environment, and a crisis of the future in terms of demographic possibilities. That is where we are currently at.